Hey there, so if you're looking for ways to be more productive, right? If you struggle to get everything you want to get done in the day, then first of all, we have that in common. So I'm going to share with you 3 things that I've found to be very powerful and that are actually very simple. But it's amazing how sometimes the simple things give us the best results. But you might have not heard all 3 of these, so stay tuned. Number 1 is to eat your biggest frog in the morning, and that idea comes from Brian Tracy, who shared that idea of eating your biggest frog in the morning, and it's basically the most important task. And I learned that the reason why he said it that way is that Mark Twain apparently said something that if you eat a live frog in the morning, then you know that's the worst thing that will happen to you all day, which kind of makes sense, but it's kind of weird. So Mr. Twain, that's kind of fucking weird. I'm sorry, Mark, but I don't know what context he said it, and I'm not too familiar with his work. I've seen a bunch of quotes from him, but that's as far as I know, so hopefully I don't offend anyone by what I just said. I'm just trying to make a silly joke. But even though it's kind of weird, it actually works. I've seen that when I have a long list of things to do, right? We tend to want to start with the easier ones and get a bunch done, and then we'll think, okay, I'll do that one after, right? But the reason that doesn't work very well, because willpower is a finite source, right? It's not an infinite thing that you have. Willpower kind of decreases as you go through the day and you use up more and more of it, right? And I've seen it in my own life, and you've probably seen it as well, that if you start with the small ones and you say, okay, I'll do that big one later, right? And then lunch comes, and then you eat and you feel like, oh, yeah, I don't have as much energy, so I'm just gonna do a small one again. And you keep doing the small ones, and then the end of the day comes and you don't have the energy to do that big task, you don't have the time, you just don't feel like doing it. So starting with the most important tasks first thing in the morning, or as early as you can, actually allows you to get more done. Because, and this kind of connects to the second one that I'm going to share with you, right? Because it builds momentum, right? The second one, number 2, is to keep an accomplishment journal. That's a really cool idea that I saw by a guy, Thomas Frank. I'll link his YouTube channel. He has really cool videos. That's a really cool idea, right? I've seen different ideas of having a to-do list, and then at the end of the day, you compare what you actually did to what you were planning on doing, so that you actually know exactly what you're doing, how effective you're being. But if you think about an accomplishment journal, right, just writing down everything you did every day, you start to build that momentum. Because believe me, at first, I struggled a lot with this, right? And I still do, to be honest. That's why I keep looking for ideas, right, and answers and solutions. So when you start to list your accomplishments, you build that momentum, right? You're like, well, actually, I did get a lot done today. That was a pretty productive day, even though maybe I didn't get everything that I planned to do, but maybe I overestimated what I was gonna be able to do. And over time, you get to see like how you tend to work, how your mind works, how your brain works, how productive you can be. And you actually start to be more productive every day because you build that momentum in a positive way, right? That positive reinforcement of like, wow, I'm actually being more productive than I thought I could be, right? So start to do that. Just play around with that idea, right? Just write down the day and write down every single thing you did, right? And it can be small too, because that way you have a longer list, you build more momentum, and just play with that and see how that helps you, right? Do it for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and see the difference between when you started and what you're experiencing right now. And number 3, simple but powerful, and I think it's necessary for those of us who struggle with being productive, is rewards, right? The brain is stimulated by rewards. Think about why the Pomodoro technique works so well, right? You decide, okay, I'm gonna do a sprint of 20 minutes, right? I'm gonna focus for 20 minutes find wherever I can find that discipline to just stay here for 20 minutes because I know, 20 or 25, because I know that I have a 5 or 10 minute break afterwards, right? And then you can do whatever the hell you want to do, right? If you want to watch something silly on YouTube or play video games or go out, and ideally something that kind of clears your mind, right? Just you can go out for a walk, you can do a little bit of exercise, a short meditation, you can do whatever the hell you want to do. But I think that's one of the reasons why that technique works so well, right? You're giving yourself little rewards. And I'm not going to tell you what to do, right? You are all different, so just find what works for you, right? If you like any kind of sport, just keep like a basketball next to you and go shoot some hoops or something, or keep a soccer ball and just juggle and do whatever works for you. But I believe that having rewards, and if you watch my video on how to set goals, Jordan Peterson also shared that idea of rewards, right? Have the right ratio of responsibility to reward and find what works for you, right? But by you knowing that the rewards kind of stimulate the brain, and that's how kind of like how you can get more accomplished through the day, I think we can use that to our benefit, right? To, like I said on the other video, not be a prisoner to your schedule, not hate your schedule, not hate your day, because you're finding the right ratio of responsibility to reward, and you're adding things that you like, that you enjoy, that give you a little refreshment, a reboot, and you can kind of like get started again with more energy, more enthusiasm, and that passion that you're gonna lose if you just keep going and going and going all day without any freaking breaks. So I hope those 3 ideas helps. I'm gonna be sharing more. I have a ton more that I'm gonna share, but that's it for now. I don't want to make the video too long, but it's something that I keep exploring all the time, so I'm gonna be sharing with you what I find, what works, what doesn't work, and just share my ideas so that you can come up with your own ideas. So let me know below which one of the 3 you prefer, right? Which one do you think will give you the most benefits? And also share your favorite idea, because I'm always open to learning more and trying different things. So let me know what works for you down below, and I'll see you tomorrow.